very quiet evening, Alex sat alone at the kitchen table, staring at the worn leather-bound address book they had found in an old buried box of keepsakes.
Jordan.
Their memories came flooding back. Days filled with laughter, happiness, shared dreams, and a love they thought would last forever.
You can help me.
Dear Jordan, I don't know why I'm writing this. Maybe I just miss you. Or maybe I just need to talk to you again. Life's been different without you. I still think about you every single day. It's funny how the little things remind me of you. Like that song you loved. You know, the one I couldn't stand. I hear it all the time now on the radio. Maybe that's your way of haunting me. I wonder what you think of me now. I've changed, but, you know, some things never really do change. I still don't have it all figured out, even though I probably should have by now. I wish you were here to tell me it'll be okay. I don't really know how.
By the time Alex finished, the letter had become a confession of all the things left unsaid, all the emotions that had been buried for too long. As Alex carefully folded the letter, a wave of hesitation washed over them.
This is crazy. Alex, what are you doing? Jordan, you're gone. You're gone. And here I am, talking to myself.
But something inside them whispered that they should do it. That maybe, just maybe, it was the right thing to do. A few days had passed since Alex wrote the letter. The envelope still sat nicely on the kitchen table. It felt silly, sending a letter to someone who was no longer there. But something about writing it had given them a small sense of peace. The routine of life continued, each day blending into the next, until one morning, something strange happened.
No. This can't be real.
As Alex carefully opened the envelope, he took out the letter that had been neatly tucked inside. The paper was familiar too, a kind that Jordan had always preferred. The letter read,
Dear Alex, I'm glad you wrote to me. I missed you too. More than you can ever imagine.
Alex blinked, unable to comprehend what they were seeing. It was just impossible. Jordan had been gone for years, and yet here was a letter in their hand, responding to the very letter Alex had written days before.
I know things have been hard for you, but I want you to know that I'm still here, even if you can't see me. I've been watching over you, and I'm proud of how strong you've become.
No. This can't. This isn't real. This can't be real.
With all my love, as always, Jordan.
Alex stared at the letter, emotions swirling within them, shock, disbelief, and a strange, inexplicable comfort. The words were so undeniably Jordan's, filled with the same warmth and care that Alex had missed for so long.
What is this?
But deep down, a part of them didn't care about the how or the why. All that mattered was that somehow they had heard from Jordan again. At that moment, Alex knew they had to write back. They had to keep this connection alive, no matter how impossible it seemed. As the days turned into weeks, Alex found themselves eagerly awaiting the next letter from Jordan. Each response was a lifeline, a thread connecting them to a past that seemed irrecoverably lost. The letters were filled with the kind of intimate details and shared memories that only Jordan would know. One evening, Alex sat down with a fresh sheet of paper, their thoughts overflowing with the emotions and questions that the previous letter had stirred up.
Dear Jordan, I can't believe I'm writing this again. But your letter, you have no idea how much comfort it brought me. It's like you're really here with me, even though I know that can't be true. It just can't. There's so much I want to ask you. How is this happening? Are you really the one writing these letters?
The answer came in Jordan's next letter, written in the same graceful script that once held Alex's heart. It read,
Alex, I know this must seem strange, and believe me, it's not easy for me to explain. I've always wanted to be there for you. Even after I left this world. These letters are my way of reaching out to you. To remind you that you're loved and you're not alone.
The comfort in Jordan's words was undeniable, and Alex felt a renewed sense of closeness. It was as if Jordan had never really left. They shared more of their life, talking about the mundane and the profound, and eagerly awaited Jordan's replies. However, as the correspondence continued, Alex began to notice subtle anomalies. Jordan referenced events and details that seemed out of place, like mentioning a movie but had been released after Jordan's death.
Like that time we went to the movies to go see that new war flick you were so obsessed with seeing.
And when you pushed me off that swing,
I love you.
you know,
On the calico cab we talked
you
about
leave your car keys in the car again?
I love you.
Oh,
That's so cute.
Jordan, there's something strange about what you've been saying. You've mentioned things before that don't quite fit with what I know, what we know. Is there something you're not telling me?
Alex, sometimes the lines between our worlds can blur. My world might not align perfectly with reality, but please, believe me when I say that my feelings for you are very much real.
Despite the oddities, Alex felt a sense of peace. The letters had become a lifeline, a bridge between their past and present. Each one was a reminder of the love they once shared and the comfort of knowing that Jordan's presence, even in this inexplicable form, was still with them.
Dear Jordan,
Alex,
Jordan,
Alex,
dear
Alex.
Jordan.
Alex.
Became ritual. Each letter passed back and forth brought immense comfort to Alex. Yet, as time went on, subtle but unsettling inconsistencies began to emerge.
Dear Jordan, I went to this concert yesterday, not too far from home, and it was absolutely amazing, just amazing. You would have loved it. They played their new song on stage, and the crowd went wild. It was beautiful. They're similar to that older 80s band we used to listen to, the one that went
That truly sounds like a blast. I hope you had a lot of fun that day. I remember us attending one of their concerts back when the band just formed. I think they were playing a song titled Freedom. You still listen to that one?
What? But Freedom wasn't out when Jordan was alive.
Alex, I miss you too. There's actually something that's been on my head for a while now. You remember that town where we first met? Laner Coast was its name. The gorgeous bridges and plants that lined the edges of the cobblestone path. I miss that place.
Lanner Coast? Where in the world is Lanner Coast? Dear Jordan, I'm beginning to notice things that don't add up. You're mentioning visiting a town I've never heard of, and a band I know you couldn't have known about. That band formed 5 years after you died. What's going on? Are you sure everything's okay?
Alex, I understand your confusion. The boundaries between our worlds can sometimes blur, and my knowledge of certain things might not be, well, accurate. But please know that my love for you is unwavering. I'm here in a way that transcends normal human understanding.
Alex's confusion deepened, but the reassurance in Jordan's words provided some comfort. They struggled to reconcile the tangible presence of Jordan's letters with the discrepancies that now seemed to plague their correspondence. Despite the doubts, the emotional connection was undeniable. The letters were a lifeline, a means of holding on to a love that had been so abruptly taken away. Determined to understand more, Alex began researching old newspapers and records, trying to piece together the anomalies. They spoke with friends and family, seeking clues about any possible explanations. Yet every investigation seemed to lead to more questions than answers. Alex decided to visit the place that Jordan had mentioned in one of their letters, a town that had never been a part of their shared memories. Alex hoped that by seeing it for themselves, they might uncover some hidden truth about Jordan's letters and the strange references within them. The town was quaint and picturesque, with cobblestone streets and charming old buildings. As Alex wandered through the streets, they felt a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. The town seemed oddly familiar, yet completely foreign. They visited the local library and historical society, asking about any connections to Jordan or the events described in the letters. Once inside, Alex met an elderly librarian who seemed intrigued by their inquiries.
You say you're looking for information about someone named Jordan? I remember someone by that name. Not personally, but I recall a mention in an old column.
Do you know anything about Jordan? Anything you could tell me at all?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Jordan passed away several years ago, and the work was left behind. It's possible that someone else might have been influenced by their writing, or even been inspired to continue the legacy.
Could someone be using Jordan's name? What if someone was trying to be them?
I don't think so. The letters might be coming from someone who was deeply familiar with Jordan's work, or even from a place that defies conventional understanding. I'm afraid it's hard to say, dear.
Feeling a mix of shock and determination, Alex returned home and went through the letters again, searching for clues. The inconsistencies now made a haunting kind of sense. The knowledge of the new band, the unfamiliar town, it all pointed to something beyond the physical realm. That evening, Alex penned one final letter.
Dear Jordan, I have discovered that you've been gone for years. I'm struggling to understand, though, how you're able to write to me. But I need to say goodbye. I need to let you rest in peace. I need to stop writing to you. That doesn't mean my feelings have changed. I will always love you, Alex.
As Alex sealed the envelope, a sense of closure began to settle over them. The letters had been a balm for their grief, a connection to the past, but now they needed to face the reality of Jordan's absence. They'd left the letter in the place where they had always felt closest to Jordan, hoping that it would reach them in whatever form their presence took. Weeks passed after Alex's final letter was left in the place that had held so many memories. The days felt different, marked by a newfound quiet that settled over Alex's life. The weight of Jordan's letters, once a source of confusion yet comfort, had been lifted, leaving Alex with a bittersweet sense of closure. One chilly morning, Alex received a small package on their doorstep. It was an unmarked plain brown box, and inside was a single letter, handwritten in the same familiar script that Jordan had used. Alex's heart raced as they unfolded the paper.
Dear Alex, I've received your final letter. I wanted to thank you for everything. Your words and your love have meant more to me than you can ever know. And I think that's why it's time for both of us to move forward. I'll always cherish our time together, but I want you to live your life fully and without the weight of my absence hanging over you. This is goodbye. With all my love, it's time for you to live your life again. Always. Jordan.
Alex held the final letter close, the finality of Jordan's words settling in. They felt a deep sense of peace, knowing that Jordan's message was a gift, a release from the past and a call to embrace the future. The realization that Jordan's spirit had finally let go, allowing Alex to move forward, was both a comfort and a challenge.
Project update on Alex.
Successful. Just finished and marked as done.
Good. They're on their own now? You've guided them to closure?
Affirmative, sir.
Fantastic. Next time, try to make the client reach closure a little quicker. Yes? You know, our client list keeps growing and we can't keep up at this pace.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
Your next client has been assigned. Keep up the good work.